Welcome, everyone. Please stand as able for our opening song. Get together by the Young Bloods, and we'll have all the words up on screen. So join in.
Love is but a song we sing, feels the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, he will surely pass. When the one that left us, yeah, returns for us at last. We are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen, you hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. I said, come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
Say good morning to each other. Good morning, everyone. This week's submission was from Bill Fasinelli. This is Admiralty Bay in Antarctica. Isn't that neat? I've got your other submission, Bill, but I thought this one was cooler. We need some ice right now. Uh, Anyways, as a reminder, if you want to submit any photos while you're out and about on your travels, we'll include them in the slides on Sunday. Just send them to me to the office email, and I'll get you in the rotation. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff, where all are welcome. If you're a first-time visitor, please feel free to drop your blue info card in the basket, or you can return it to a greeter that you met on the way in. And today is Celebration Sunday, so let's get to it. Let's start out with some birthdays and anniversaries. Let me start out with the calendar ones today, and then Dave, if you'll go around with a mic later when we have some more. So yesterday was Sandra's AA birthday. Let's give her a round of applause. Jimmy Mine's birthday on the 9th. Reverend Penny Honey on the 14th. Sandy Pizer on the 18th. I'm on the 24th. Gary Robbins the 25th. Brian Hudgens and Carolyn Rich on the 27th. And Sandra McFarland's birthday on the 28th. Lots of July babies. Yeah. Yes, we did. I'll get to that. Anybody else got any birthdays, anniversaries in July?
I turned 74 on the 31st, so I don't actually get an applause like an 80-year-old.
It's our grandson Riker's birthday on the 28th, and he'll be 11.
My sister Nancy's birthday is on the 16th, which is also the anniversary of Trinity, the first atom bomb explosion in the United States.
Okay. Then on July 2nd, I had a great granddaughter turn 2.
All right, let's do a big round of applause for all those birthdays and anniversaries. And we had a big one yesterday. America turning 250 years. So we want to acknowledge that. And let's give this great country a round of applause. If you volunteer here, raise your hands. Yeah, you can raise both. That's fine. Alexa, you can raise yours. You helped at the food center. Yeah, look at all this. So we couldn't function without all of your support and volunteers. So let's give all our volunteers a big round of applause. I appreciate all that you do to help, because I'm just a one-man army up here. I couldn't do it by myself. And this month's calendar sponsor is our former minister, Penny Honey. And there is a picture from Ahihik Village. If you want to check it out after the service, I'll have it over by the stairs. Yeah. Here, you want to look at it? Now, let's talk finances here. I promised last month we'd have a three-line chart, so let's go through it. Here is our operating account, and yes, we see that big drop there, but also look at that. There's a big jump up. That is because we have opened a savings account, and the board is planning on transferring a little bit out of checking every week into the savings account. The primary purpose for this right now will be to save up specifically towards the minister's salary. That way it's separate, and we're not going to touch it till we have a minister. And then later on we'll decide what to do with the savings account. But I just wanted to show you that that's what that drop is was the transfer, moving that over. And our investment account is still growing a little bit. I don't have, at this scale, it's hard to show growth, but essentially we're earning about, we earned about $100 in interest this month off that investment account. So it just doesn't show up very well there. But anyways, that's our standing right now. And let's get to our regular announcemements. Only got a couple this time around. So Sue's planning on doing a class coming up, and there's a little bit of information. It's about recognizing your inner wisdom, and if you want to talk to Sue about that, she'll give you an early peek. She's not here today to say anymore, but just reach out to her. We're going to go to some boroughs on July 30th for a fundraiser. And if you haven't been there with us before, what happens is as long as you go and you order your meal and you say, I'm here for the Unity of Flagstaff fundraiser, after the first $300 of sales, we will get a donation after that. And usually we get anywhere from $250 to $400 on top of the $300 threshold. So this is a good fundraiser for us. We hope you all can join us, and we'll get some more details on what time, like I'll be there and some other board members and things like that. But we're planning to try and fill the day like we normally do. That way you can come at lunch, you can come at dinner, whatever works best for you guys. We're going to go to the food center on Monday, July 13th. We'll be there from 3:30 to 6 p.m. I do have a sign-up sheet out here. It's next to the greeter table. So if you're interested, please sign up. We do need help. We do feed a lot of folks every time we go. And this is a great opportunity to serve the community, you know. I know that it is a long time. It's about 3 hours of your time, but it really does make a big impact on our community if you can join and help out. So let me know. Lastly, if you own a local business, you can advertise with us. There's the pricing for 6 months or a year. And let's acknowledge our local business partners. Here's the first slide. Let's give them a round of applause. And here's our second group of folks. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Here we are to support you in affirmative prayer. You can ask a prayer partner. Prayer partners, if you're in the room, raise your hands. Prayer partners are available after service today here at the Serenity Room if you're in need of prayer. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY for 24/7 prayer support. We have a prayer box. Michael, if you please. You can write out your prayer requests, and we'll hold them in consciousness for 30 days. You can also contact the center here at 928-526-8893, and I will make sure your prayer requests get to the prayer team. And now let's welcome up Mr. Steve Huffman for our opening prayer. He's on the Minister Search Committee. He's a prayer partner, volunteer, and our friend. Come on up, Steve.
Thanks, Sean. All right, if you'd all please join me in a short opening prayer and close your eyes if it feels comfortable. So right now, let's open our minds and hearts to a greater awareness of the presence of Spirit that is present everywhere, present right here in this room and within each one of us. And let's open to the words and the music, the inspiration of today that might expand our awareness of our spiritual freedom, our ability to move our lives in the direction that we desire by partnering with the one divine life. And so it is. So, as we usually do at this time, does anybody have any gratitudes they'd like to share with the group or any prayer requests that they would like to share? And somebody, I think, will have a mic, Trina. Thank you, Trina. Mike.
Thank you. I have a gratitude. When I was here last Thursday, I saw that somebody had cleaned out under the back steps, which can get pretty ucky under there. And I see that it needs cleaning again. So we can all do that. That's a simple thing for each of us to just do as a task. Is the wind blows garbage under there, and it's nice to keep it clean.
Yeah. All right. Elaine.
I'm grateful for safety and a wonderful trip while we were gone for 4,600 miles. And I now have a request. We returned home and no internet. The Starlink router was crashed. And I'm having a hard time being serene about that.
All right. So we will know with you the right and perfect solution and operation of your computer so you can get back to the internet and catch up on your emails. Okay. Cynthia.
Well, I have a gratitude that yesterday I got up. It was the 250th anniversary of our country. Had kind of mixed feelings about everything. And I turned on the news, and it was a Disney production with ABC and Disney, and it was really wonderful. They started out with the contribution of different ethnic groups to our country from way back, Native Americans and Black people and Hispanics. And they went back, they interviewed different people from these who had ancestry that went way back to the beginning of the country. And it was a beautiful acknowledgement of how diversity built this country, and it was heartwarming. So I'm grateful for that.
That sounds wonderful. I have a Thanksgiving I would like to share, and then Carolyn. Faye and I went to the symphony concert yesterday, which had some smoke, not as much as usual, but it was just really, it's always kind of inspirational, the music they do on 4th of July. It's a free concert, and sort of ironic, they did a new piece that was written this year by a teacher in Florida to acknowledge all the firefighters in the country, and I think it was called American Heroes. And the guy's comment about it, the writer of the piece, his comment was, I tried to sound as much like John Williams as I could. So it was really, a lot of horns and really big sound. And driving to park at Fort Tuthill were all these tents set up. It's because it's a base camp for these 1,000+ firefighters that are working to put out this fire, and they had all their food set up over at the fairgrounds. So it was just kind of a nice fit for what's going on.
I have a very big gratitude. I moved into my new apartment last weekend, successfully. And it just feels really good to have a little bit more space and to be in the apartment that our lovely prayer team helped come into alignment in my life. Um, and just feeling like things are finally starting to settle down and getting some sleep. I'm back here. I'm back here this weekend and catching up on the search committee, and it just kind of feels like, yeah, it feels like I'm able to exhale, and also it feels like my compass is really directed towards um, where I want to be focused now.
All right, good news. Mm. Okay, I guess that's about everyone here. So we collectively affirm with you and all those with you that pray and celebrate with that presence of God in all things, and that it is one power. We know that with you, that God, the universe, spirit, or whatever you call it, knows the details. We're grateful for the power of prayer and the good news spoken. So it is, and so we let it be.
Thank you, Steve. I realized when I was doing the announcements, I didn't see our Amazon wish list announcement up there. Someone bought us some new seat pads. So in addition to the pillows, we have some over there, and we are keeping the rest of them here in this cabinet. So anyways, we do have more seat cushions, so you don't need to fight over them anymore. If everyone will join me in unity principle number 5. It is not enough to understand spiritual teachings. We must live the truth we know. And the short version, live truth. And I want to acknowledge today's guest speaker, Miss Reverend Charli Tupper. Let's give her a round of applause. And she'll lead us in meditation. Just gave us a few moments to settle in here. Come on up.
So as the lights dim, I invite us to settle in, maybe close our eyes, and take in a deep sacred breath and let it out. Breathing in again and just letting go. And one more time, taking in that deep breath and just let it go. And allow it to take with it any tension or anxiety, any worry, and allow yourself to just be in this moment. In this precious present moment. You may want to take a moment and focus on your heart. This sacred place within us that holds so much love, wisdom, everything that we need in this moment is present. And we send this energy out, this energy of love out. We know that we have everything that we need in this moment, and we acknowledge that everyone else has what they need in this moment. It's right here. God is in this too. And so we just allow ourselves to rest in this love. And again, taking a sacred breath and letting it out. Bringing our awareness to all that is right here, right now, in this present moment. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes.
There are days so hard, seems like nothing's going right. There are nights so cold, you're just praying for the light. There are times when you think that there's no going on. You're convinced that you're not that strong, but just then a day like this comes along. So celebrate your life today. Great and joyful things have come your way. Love with all your heart and soul today. Know that God has made you whole. There will never be a better day than today to celebrate. Every morning there's reason to feel blessed, 'cause just for you God has set aside the best. You can do whatever you dream of. All you need to do is love yourself, and then you will find you can always rise above. So celebrate your life can take so long to reap what you sow. You can lose your way even when you're sure which way to go. So I wait to appreciate what you have now. You already understand how. You just open your eyes and heart as wide as they'll allow. And celebrate your life today. Great and joyful things have come your way. Love with all your heart and soul today. Know that God has made you whole. There will never be a better day than today to celebrate. To celebrate. To celebrate.
There is no better day than today to celebrate. And we've talked a lot about celebrating this morning. And life is something to celebrate. So today I'm going to talk about true freedom. So, what do I mean by true freedom? True freedom comes from within. It's not an outward thing that is done in order for us to experience freedom. The freedom I'm talking about is the freedom that we feel within, the freedom to live truly from our highest self in each and every moment. So I'm going to begin with a story. And the story is about Jesus, and I'm going to give a little preface to the story. So Jesus started his ministry. Historically, they say he started his ministry when he was about 30. And so he is baptized in the River Jordan. He goes up to the mountaintop, does the temptations. He comes down from the mountaintop. He goes to Cana and celebrates life. He celebrates a wedding. And then he goes back to Nazareth, which is his hometown. And Nazareth is about 11 miles from Cana and takes about 4.5 to 5 hours to walk. They have a trail that you can walk in, and it takes about 4.5 or 5 hours to walk this trail. So that's a doable thing. And so it doesn't sound unreasonable, I'll just say. It's not like he went from one side of the country to the other side of the country. It was just a little short distance. So when he gets to Nazareth, he's there with his family and his friends and his neighbors and everybody that he grew up with. And he goes to the temple. And in those days, in smaller communities like Nazareth, it was not unheard of for the men of the community to read from the scroll and give the lesson. And so when Jesus came in, it was not an unnatural thing for him to take the scroll and read from the scroll. And so this is what Jesus reads. This comes from Luke. And it says, Jesus was in Nazareth, and he went to the temple. He went forward and took the scroll and began to read from Isaiah. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captive and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord. Then Jesus sits down and says, today this prophecy is fulfilled. Well, that didn't go over so well. In fact, they chased him out of town. They tried to kill him. But what Jesus was proclaiming wasn't just about Jesus. It was about all of us. So what I want you to do, if you're willing, is close your eyes or just settle for a second. I want you to take these words in as if you were saying them to yourself. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim release to the captive and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, and to proclaim the year of the Lord. So how do we go about fulfilling this prophecy in our own lives? Because living into this prophecy is one of the ways that we experience freedom. To know that we are here, we have a purpose, we have a mission, we are here. And really what that says is I am here to express my highest self and to be fully present in each moment, to the capacity that I can be present. And I'm going to say sometimes that varies. Sometimes the capacity to be present in a moment, it goes like this in our lives, doesn't it? And to know that that's okay. I don't have to be up here all the time. This is my growing edge. Because when I recognize that I'm not expressing the way that I would like to express, I know there's this gap here, then I can come into myself and ask why. What's going on? And the key point of that is then listen. Because so often we ask, why is this happening to me? What did I do to cause this? And I'm not talking about being in that consciousness. I'm talking about just simply asking the question, why? And what? And listening. And listening to what the answers are to those two questions from an open-hearted space. So I have two tools today to share with you about stepping into true freedom. to stepping into knowing that you are the anointed one. That you are the anointed one. The first one is forgiveness. And I'm going to talk about forgiveness in a little different way than we often talk about forgiveness. We often talk about the forgiveness of forgiving others. Someone does something and, you know, I feel hurt, I feel whatever, I need to forgive them. There's another way to look at forgiveness, and I find it to be a very powerful way, and that is to express self-compassion. Self-compassion. So if I experience something and I feel hurt, I feel sad, I feel angry. Ooh, I feel angry. Ooh. Okay. I feel disappointed. You know, it takes being able to sit with those feelings and not ignore them. To just simply say, oh, I need to forgive the other person for what they did, is like a spiritual bypass because we're ignoring ourselves. And so showing self-compassion for where we're at in that moment is a very powerful experience. And it has the power to melt what's going on. Because when we acknowledge how we feel, we stop and we say, okay, this is how I'm feeling. I'm not talking about wallowing in it. I'm talking about just acknowledging it. Because those feelings are messengers. That's all they are. But when I acknowledge them, then I know where I'm at. And I can let it go. I can let go of whatever it is that I have perceived that somebody else has done to me. And that compassion that I've shown to myself magically does this and turns around, and I have compassion for the other person. And to me, that is true forgiveness because it's a shift in the energy. That's what forgiveness is. It's a shift in the energy. I'm no longer holding the energy of, you done me wrong. You know, like the greatest country western music song. You know, you done me wrong. I'm holding energy of compassion and love. And in doing that, my thinking begins to shift. Now, in doing this type of exercise, sometimes it's really helpful. I love ritual, so you'll hear about ritual from me. Sometimes it's helpful to write down whatever it is that you felt. I felt sad, I felt hurt, I felt whatever it is you felt. And in Unity, we have this wonderful ritual called the burning bowl. You don't have to wait until January. You don't have to save it up. You can create your own burning bowl experience. And if you don't want to burn it, then you can shred it. You can rip it up. It's however you want to release that energy, because it releases that energy and it transforms the energy. You know, and so we don't have to wait to do that. We can allow ourselves to do that at any time that we want to do it. Second tool is the power of will. So we have these 12 powers that we teach in Unity, and one of those powers is the power of will, or the power of choice, and the power of focus. So I learned something new recently. We have, in our brain, we have what's called the reticular activating system. I just learned about this. It's right back here at the top of our spine, at the base of our brain. And its job, this cluster of nuclei, their job is to choose what to focus on. That's its job. So scientifically, they have proven that, for now, they're proving that the brain can only process so much at one time. You know, there's only so much that it'll do at one time. And we have billions of information coming into us all the time. So the reticular activating system's job is to choose what comes in. That's its job. Oh, sorry. Its job is to choose what comes in. So we, when we've got all this stuff coming in, you know, and you look around the room and, oh, somebody has a funny look on their face, and oh, so am I supposed to interpret that in some particular way? And then, you know, something else happens, and you know, we're always bringing in this information. The power of will, the power to focus, directs this energy. And if we do not choose where to direct this energy, it goes into default mode. Now, I don't know about your default mode, but my default mode, you don't want to go there. I'm working on it. It's much better than it used to be, but default mode can take me down a route I don't want to go. And so we have the power of choice, and we can choose where to put our focus. So I decided to try this out, you know, because I have to prove it. It's number 5. We talked about the 5th principle earlier. So principle number 5, I have to put it into practice. I have to make sure that it actually works. And so I misplaced my phone. Now I'm going to tell you this is a daily occurrence. Okay? I misplaced my phone. And I thought, well, I'm going to try this out. So I just stood there for a moment and got quiet and said, so reticular system, where did I put my phone? And I just stood there for a moment. And the thought popped into my head. I went there, and that's where my phone was. I was like, oh, hey, this is pretty cool. I tried it out a couple of other times, and guess what? It still worked. Being able to focus our mind on something that we want, our system is geared to bring about everything that we want. And so when we say, what I want is I want true freedom, I want that inner freedom, it is going to, it is an aspect of that Christ presence that is within us that is going to speak to us and let us know exactly what we need to do in order to do that. For me, part of activating this system is meditation. Meditation, affirmations, and denials. 3 key things that we do in Unity. The affirmations and denials are particularly important in creating inner freedom. Because in affirmations and denials, it's not that I'm denying that something is going on. I'm totally acknowledging that whatever is happening is happening. But what I'm saying no to is I'm saying no to the thoughts that are going to take me down the path I don't want to go. That's going to take me down a path that is not a path of freedom. It's a path of being stuck in the same wheel that's going around in my mind. So a denial is just saying no to the thought. Oh, no, thank you. Not that thought. No, thank you. The thought I want to have is, see, we have to tell ourselves what the thought is we want to have. That's the new thought part. We have to tell ourselves the thought we want to have. I want to tell myself that I am a divine expression of love. I'm a divine expression of love. I am free from negative thinking. My focus is to express love wherever I go. So I'm telling myself what I want. How do I want to express? How do I want to be? What would it look like for me to truly live as a free expression of the divine? Freely expressing the divine in each and every moment. So as we look at these tools of forgiveness, which is actually the power of release. When we think about the 12 powers, forgiveness is the power of release, and the power of will, which is the power of choice. We have 2 tools that can take us into two tools that can assist us in changing the way that we come to challenges in our life. Because it's not about getting rid of the challenges. It's about how do we come to those challenges. And so I just want to say again, you are. So the Spirit of the Lord is upon you because he has anointed you to bring good news to the poor. He has sent you to proclaim release to the captive and recovery of sight to the blind, to set free those who are oppressed, to proclaim the year of the Lord. Amen.
Let me mute your lap. This will be our next song, Nearer Than the Air, written performed by Michael Grott. It's Grott, right? Gott. Oh, okay, sorry. G-O-T-T.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed was already there. Closer than the sunlight, nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit, and it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer of thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. Oh, it is health to my body, it is peace to my mind, it is joy, it is joy, it is joy, joy to my soul. And I breathe out my simple prayer, thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that is singing everywhere. It is nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me. I am touched by amazing grace, and all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed was already there, closer than the sunlight, nearer than the
Can I get 2 volunteers up here, please? I need some help. It is the first of the month, and we're doing Noisy Can. There you go. Oh, hang on. Let me get. Yeah, I'm getting my coins out.
You have holes in your pockets.
Good. So our Noisy Can fundraiser's been going for a few months now, and we do it on the first Sunday of every month, for those of you that aren't aware. And currently, our biggest need right now is Unity needs a new printer. So all the change we're saving up, I'm going to put it towards getting a new printer upstairs. All right, we complete. Come on up with those. You can just set them on the altar, and then let's get ready for our regular collection. And Marilyn will come up for a board basket blessing, and then I'll have our basket folks come up here too.
Hello, everybody. So, you want me in the middle? Oh, okay. I'm not a middle person. No. Our board consciousness, if you'd say it with me, please. We are an abundant and thriving community. And our next consciousness is for our new minister. And if you'd do this with me, we are attracting the perfect new minister for Unity of Flagstaff, who leads and inspires us into our next phase of spiritual growth and service. We release our limitation and give from abundance. Thank you, Spirit.
Go forth. While they're going around, I'm here to remind you about ways to give. You can do cash or check. I have an update on the checks from the bank. They're asking that folks say Unity of Flagstaff, not just Unity on the checks. I had to argue with them this last time. But anyways, if you could please double check that. We do fee-free giving with Zelle. The QR code's here. It's also newsletter on the website. It's all over the place. You can give specifically towards our investment account. As you could see, the investment account's holding steady, but if you want to give towards that, let me know. And you can also send in any kind of giving to our P.O. Box, P.O. Box 1740, Flagstaff, Arizona, 86002. All right, come forward. And if everyone will join in with me. Thank you for this bounty. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the good we do and will do. We are joy-filled, and so it is. And if you'll please stand as able for our closing, we're just going to do the first verse of Get Together.
Love is but a song we sing, feels the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try to love one another right now.
That's it. I had to cut it right there. Real quick before we do the prayer protection, I just want to remind folks that we have cards up here for Bob Klein's family. If you haven't had the opportunity to write a message in here, they are up here on the stand. You can come up at your leisure and do that. And Charlie, would you like to lead the prayer protection?
Oh, there it is. The light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen.
Create an amazing week, everybody. Thank you.